Hi folks, Dino Bob here with episode 6 of Barrett Paleopark, Triassic Terrace. We're putting in 2 dinosaurs today and their habitats and viewing pavilion. So let's get on it. So we're starting here at the restaurant we built in the last episode and looking at the terraformed space for this habitat and this concrete lined moat that is designed to screen the animals from the public and offer a viewpoint from the pathway to animals moving along inside the exhibit. The first step was trying to get the fences to line up so I could enclose the actual exhibit spaces for the animals. This one will be for Ceolophysis. It's the lower part. They're the smaller animals, so I want them closer to the public. And kept having problems with slopes and getting things lined up in a good place. But that established what I needed for the basics there. And of course, one has to get an animal to confirm that they're going to like the habitat when it's finished. Decided to build it out a little bit more. Get it a little closer to the path in that one corner there, and then replace the fence again so that we had enough space. There will be a little bit more space for the animals when the building gets built. So I use I think that's the rustic stone wall for the fencing in the back part of the habitat, and that will also be for the walls of the building. You can see me working to get a narrowed entrance there in order to have a small gate for the animals to go through into their shelter. They will eventually have keeper access on one side of that. Yeah, I don't have video for all of the build because once again got so focused on actually doing the work that I wasn't paying attention to what was getting recorded. I wanted to adjust the stone colors to something a little more Triassic-y, if you will, a little bit better matching the ground colors and the concrete colors that were being used, which was a little fussy, but eventually I got something I was satisfied with. You can see some plants to the right, on the right of the screen there. That's something that's going to get messed with a bit later when more rocks go in to separate and make sure the animals couldn't cross from the Ceolophysis to the Plateosaurus habitat and get through the habitat barrier. So right now this is all Ceolophysis with the sand. I'll have to go in and do the same thing for the Plateosaurus. They'll share the building for care. You can see me adjusting the fence so I can put in an actual barrier fence and a gate for the keepers to work with. It's a very fussy build, but the end result I think is pretty neat, and I think you'll like it. So that's enough actually for, once I get the keeper gate in, for the animals to go in, but I wanted to put a stone wall to hide the concrete wall on the main habitat side. The ground on the same outside curvature, but outside of the exhibit will be raised, letting the concrete be the containment for the animals. So rocks in, and rocks in on the other side. Then it was laying out the first attempt at the viewing platform to get it all in the right place. It's a shared viewing platform between the Ceolophysis habitat and the Plateosaurus. I wanted it ramped rather than using stairs, so to combine both the able-bodied and handicapped access rather than having two separate operations. And there you can see the general idea of what it was headed for. The first rocks to screen off the Plateosaurus area. You can see the rough out of the care building and the barrier wall in there. Getting that first rough layout of the Plateosaurus area, let me go back and put the roof on the viewing platform. It was a little fussy. I made some changes along the way, but it is functional now, although not finished. You can see I had to adjust the pillars for height, and I'm going to have to adjust the glass wall so that it doesn't run through that soffit. And I had to do that all the way around. You can see there are viewing binoculars already in place for the animals. There isn't, I don't think there's a Plateosaurus in there right yet. But there will be momentarily a big jump to the finished project. That's almost finished viewing platform, almost finished habitat. And here's the finish with signage and the rope screening there just for both vibes and to keep people from jumping out from inside. Use the silhouettes on both ends of the habitat. And that's a look at the finished care building. The rocks are keeping the Plateosaurus from leaving their part of the habitat. And the Ceolophysis are down in this lower habitat. There are actual animals in there, but they weren't cooperating when I was taking pictures. But I do have a few animal shots before this video is over. So that gives you a good idea of how the habitat looks and how the two animals share the space. And some Plateosaurus now with the foreground animal chomping air and apparently enjoying itself. I don't know. Animals can be weird sometimes, and Prehistoric Kingdom animals double down on that sometimes. If you like this video, please hit the like button, make a comment, ask a question. Happy to answer them as well as I can. We're seeing the Ceolophysis habitat down here with that glass wall above the stone to make sure they don't get out on that side. So if you haven't subscribed to my channel and you like this sort of stuff, please do. It helps. Next time we will start, we will start the Thyreophorian Trail. Until that time, y'all take care, be kind to each other out there. Hope to see you in another video soon. And that's it for me. Bye now.